I'm responsible for programming a lot of the European programming, France, the UK, Italy, Poland, but I can range all over the world, so some of my films actually reach beyond those regions. I've got some American films, for instance. So it's a mix, but I basically concentrate on Western Europe. I obviously know a lot of producers around the world, and one of the great producers is Paulo Branco, who produced David Cronenberg's last film, Cosmopolis. But Paulo is Portuguese, and he's been associated with the great Chilean French director, Raul Ruiz. And Raul just passed away, and the last film he was preparing was actually finished, completed by his wife, who's also his editor, a film called The Lines of Wellington. Paulo set up a screening for us in Cannes, and it was the very last film I saw in Cannes. I was exhausted. The film's about 2.5 hours. Really didn't like it at all, and told Paulo that in an email. He was not happy, and he actually happened to be in Toronto about a month after Cannes. He said, "I think you guys are wrong." He sent me a Blu-ray, had another look at it, and it's now in the festival. When you're in Cannes, you're exhausted. Sometimes you actually do question your judgment about films. You actually need to see them a second time. So I saw a film in Paris when I was screening there. I go to Paris every year and screen for 5 days. It was a film made by an Afghani director who actually took asylum in Paris and France. He's a novelist as well as a filmmaker. He wrote a book about 10 years ago called Earth and Ashes, which was made into a film that we showed here. He also wrote another book called The Patient Stone, and he's made that and adapted that into a film. It's set in, it could be Afghanistan, it could be Iraq, it's in a war zone. And basically it tells the story of a woman whose husband is in a coma, a catatonic state. He's actually a fighter. He's a liberation fighter, I guess you would call him. He can't talk to her, she can talk to him. So basically the entire film is a conversation, a one-sided conversation, where the woman tells her husband how she feels about her marriage, how she feels about life, and of course it's not a very happy story. She has the voice, and of course in many Muslim societies it's exactly the other way around. The male has the voice and the woman is silent. So this is a remarkable film. Just one of those films that you kind of see that sparks your interest, sparks your emotions, and you knew it was something very, very real, very immediate, and of course it's a corrective to what's going on, our impression, our feelings about Muslim societies, women from Muslim societies, how silent they are, what's going on in their minds, and giving them a voice. So I thought that was a very, very powerful statement. So many hidden gems, but I'll focus on one. It's a Polish film shot in Portugal called Imagine. The director is Andrzej Jakomowski. It's a film that deals with the blind. How do you, as a filmmaker, communicate or give people a sense of what blindness means? So this is a film about a man who actually learns to walk and navigate the world without a cane. So he's blind without a cane. And there's a woman who comes very intrigued. She's also blind. He actually is in an institution, and he's trying to teach other blind people how to walk without canes. And the way he does this is he imagines the world, hence the title. So the film is largely the voyage of these two people outside the boundaries of this institution as they actually investigate the streets of Lisbon, as he shows her how he manages to navigate the world. It's a beautiful visualization of the world of the blind. One of the things that I love the most about my job at the festival, one of the things I think that the festival should do is exactly that, to show the world through the eyes of different people, to rearrange the world for you actually. Sometimes it's the subject matter, and sometimes it's actually the way you visually look at the world.